Everybody, welcome to Dream Right Go. I am your host, DWG. This video will be minimal when it comes to editing and glitz and glam. So it'll be a lot like the other video. However, on the last video when I was talking about scripts, I forgot to turn on the whole mouse clicking thing. So I did add that on so that you can see better where things are being clicked and whatnot. These are my study notes that are over here, which I turned into tutorials. What I'm doing right now is going over my tutorial in order to see if it works properly. I'm going to do a step-by-step tutorial using signals for node communication, okay? These are the notes right here. Now, if you are interested in the text notes and whatnot, let me know and I'll post them down below, or not, and I just won't post them. That's up to you. All right, so we're going to open this up, and what we're going to first do is let's go ahead and create our scene. So we're going to hit create, copying and pasting, although I could probably have typed that out a lot quicker than what I just did. We're going to get rid of git, and we want to make sure to browse to the correct folder. For me, these are the folders I do stuff in. I'm going to choose Godot today, select this folder, and it will create that in there. What we are going to talk about, let me move this over to 2D. Let's bring the notes over. And here, what are signals? Signals let nodes communicate with each other, like sending a message when somebody clicks a button. We will learn how to connect signals through Godot Editor and in GDScript. All right, so let's go ahead and look over at the file system. And the first thing that we are going to do is this part right here, prepare the project, create a new project, organize the folder. So I'm going to right click, new folder, and do, I'm going to do scenes. And I want another folder called scripts. Again, if you watched the video that was before this, you'll remember about making that separate folder over there. Okay, now I'm going to click on scenes, right click. I'm going to hover over create new and choose scene this time. In this particular thing, I want the root scene to be a 2D scene, and then I'm going to name it this right here, signal demo, and click on OK. Once that's done, if we click on the scenes folder, and you will see that it created the signal demo.tscn, I'm going to click that, right click, and then choose set as main scene. Once that's done, just to be thorough, I'm going to use Control S to just save everything. Now, to make sure that everything is working, I'm going to go ahead and run this, and you see that it pops up with no errors. You can go ahead and click the play button up here, or you can press F5 on your keyboard if you chose to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a button and label. So we're going to click on Signal Demo, right click, add child, and let's first start off with button. Button has been selected. We're going to go ahead and click create. Then I'm going to double click that, and I'm just going to rename this to my button. With this also being selected, you look over to the right underneath the inspector where it has text. And in this case, I'm going to put in the text of click me. Now let's go back to the signal demo, right click, add child, and this time we will put in a label. It's already been selected. We're going to go ahead and click create. Now with this, let's just move this little bubble thing over to this side here. Now I'm going to double click on that as well, and we're going to just rename this to my label. With my label selected, we're going to look underneath the inspector, and where it has text, I'm going to put in here waiting for signal. So there we go. And let's just adjust that right there. Now it's waiting for signal. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to attach a script to the root node. And the way we're going to do that is like before from the other video. We choose the script. We're going to right click, hover over create new, and click on script. Now, underneath the inherits, we want to change this from node to D. That has been done. And then right here on the end where it has new underscore script.gd, we're going to go ahead and backspace that out and replace it with the signal underscore demo.gd. And now we will click on create. Okay, now if we go over here to the file system, we click on the drop down and you will see that the script is right here. Now let's go over into the scene tree at the top. Let's click on Signal Demo. From Signal Demo, we're going to look all the way over here to the inspector and go all the way down to the bottom. This is just like before in the other video. Let's hit Script and the down pointing caret arrow, we're going to choose Load. From here, we're going to go into the script folder, choose the script that we just created, and hit Open. Okay, now let's go ahead and connect the button. So we're going to choose the button over in the editor over here. Instead of inspector, we're going to go underneath node. Then we want to choose the function, the action, which is going to be the press. We're going to double click that and it's going to open up this new window. Okay. Now from this new window, you'll notice that the select demo or the signal demo has been selected. Now, one thing that you want to definitely keep an eye on, okay, is the receiver method. This here has to stay the same or be consistent, okay? If it shows up different in another section, which we will look at soon, then you might have an error that will happen because of it. So make sure that you note what this says. We're going to go ahead and click on connect. Okay, so you'll also notice that there was some default information that was put in here. We're just going to go ahead and clear that out. And then from here, I'm going to paste in my new code. All right. Now, I'm also going to paste in something else, which is going to be this here. And this is an explanation to how this all works. So also you'll notice whenever you're doing comments, you can do multi-line comments, which I believe is going to be multiple or three, not commas, but quotes, if I'm not mistaken. Or you can do single line comments, which are these hashtags, okay? All right, so this explains what's happening above in this function, right? So this particular bit of code, the press code, it automatically triggers when the button is clicked, right? Then you have the get node, which we talked about that, and we updated the label. We did all of that in the video before this one. Make sure that you check it out. It finds the label and the .text updates the text, okay? All right, so that explains what's happening here. We're going to go ahead and click on Control S just to be thorough and make sure that everything is saved. And now we should go ahead and be able to test what's happening here right now. So let's go ahead and click on the play or hit F5 if you so choose. Now here's our button that we made, and this is the label that's waiting for the signal, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click on Click Me, and you see that it didn't work. Okay, so why didn't it work? This is where we're going to need to go back and look at the code. Now, you remember what I told you before, that sometimes things will come up and be messed up, or you might type something wrong, that kind of thing. Now, remember, I copied and pasted this in because I'm typing up something is different. And I pointed it out to you before about saying, hey, make sure that you pay attention to this. Make sure you keep an eye on what this is. Now, the problem is that if we look at the button press, you'll see right here that it's looking for underscore on underscore my underscore button, and it's also under on lowercase. So did you see that here it's not the same? Did you catch that? Right? Okay, so obviously I built this error in on purpose just to give you an idea of something that you might come across, right? So let's first correct the case sensitivity and make those lower cases, right? Now, if I was to do this again, it more likely wouldn't work because there's no underscore there, right? So there we go. So let's go back. Again, this is a thing for beginners. I'm a beginner just like you, right? This is why, I'm making these videos, because as I'm tackling different things, I'm saying, okay, well, that's the answer to this, and that's the answer to that. And by no means any type of a guru, but this is the kind of things as a beginner that you may run into. Okay. So as you see there, that we have to pay attention. We have to be, concerning about this whole thing, making sure that it's case sensitive, making sure that the underscores and all like that is in place. Also inside of Godot, it has a thing about make sure that you're spacing and that you're indented properly. You can't just type it all in there, right? That causes problems. That throws off errors and stuff, right? So let's go ahead and click on Control S to make sure that that's been saved. And then let's go ahead and press the play button up here. And this will start up. Click me. Let's go ahead and click it. And it works. So now it has sent the signal off to the label to change the text. And what is the text being changed to? Button clicked. And as you can see, button has been clicked. All right, that's going to conclude this particular video. If you like what I'm doing, please leave a like. But quite honestly, like I told you before, I'm more interested in conversation.